What's up guys, welcome back to another penny stock video. A lot of people have been requesting some lithium ion EV battery types of penny stock, and I found this really cool mining penny stock which has been talked about heavily recently on places like Reddit, StockTwix, etc. It's getting pretty hot, and this could be like the next hot thing. But this is a mining company, so there are limitations. It's not gonna absolutely hit like $100 and like that. It's a mining company, so these guys will be mostly having a slow and steady growth instead, and it's mostly in the extraction and also purification of manganese. Now, quick disclosure, I do have roughly $3,000 in this stock, which is less than 2% of my portfolio. If you guys want to check out this stock, remember, penny stocks are very volatile investments, and I don't really recommend them. And if you guys want to check out this stock, it's not available on Webull or Robinhood. It's only available on the big boy brokerages like Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, etc. But let's just dive right into it, because manganese right now is becoming a pretty hot commodity. And the ticker name of this stock is MNXXF. These guys have been increasing volume massively, meaning people have taken note. The guys on Reddit, StockTwix, Twitter, everyone seems to be talking about this stock, and it caught my eye. Especially if you check out all the other mining penny stock companies out there. For example, Standard Lithium, these guys went from 42 cents all the way up to $3. If you check out Lithium Corporation, these guys went from just 10 to 20 cents all the way up to a peak of 50 cents. A lot of these really good mining companies, when they go up, they seem to stabilize at a high price, which is actually pretty nice. Remember, bad penny stocks have no fundamentals and they tend to go down massively, whereas good penny stocks usually get a lot of renewed interest and the price does actually stabilize. For example, Manganese X Energy, the stock has stabilized around the 35 cents to 40 cents region for several days now, and that's a good sign. Manganese is going to become a really big demand for the upcoming years, especially in North America alone, because guess what? Manganese X Energy Corp is one of the few mining companies that actually has a mine close to drilling for manganese. If you just type in manganese drilling companies, the only company that actually pops up is Manganese X Energy, because these guys have working mines, working equipment, and also several employees that cater to this. And the website also looks pretty phenomenal. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email them. And right now, there's already several big demands for manganese. It's literally one of the 3 EV metals. Cobalt at this current moment is just way too expensive to use, and there's also other environmental concerns. Now you have Tesla's Jeff Dahn, who's extremely talented, and he's trying to get Tesla around and maybe use less cobalt and use manganese instead. You do have Tesla's research chief Jeff Dan saying how they will be researching better batteries in the future, because that's one of Tesla's most expensive and also best branches. And they have this advanced battery lab in Tesla. They're trying to create more expandable, longer lasting batteries using manganese and nickel. And Jeff Dan, which is the research chief of these batteries, have been saying that manganese is pretty important in the future of battery research and battery production. Since cobalt is honestly pretty expensive, using manganese seems to be a no-brainer. Right now, there's already massive reports of the manganese battery market. Everyone is very focused on cobalt, lithium, etc., but not a lot of people seem to be interested in manganese. But recently, it is anticipated to get a lot of growth by 2026. There's a lot of key major players in this, and obviously if you want to get manganese going on, you will be needing a ton of mining involved. Right now, Tesla is also benefiting from manganese. It's going to be replacing cobalt very soon, and this is a report by Manganese X Energy Corp. And guess who owns several major mines of manganese? Well, it's our good friend over here, Manganese X Energy Corp. These guys are big. And there's also results that came out several days ago with sweet news, especially with the significant achievement of an overall recovery rate of manganese of 85%. There's also elimination of purification processes, and this also reduces the overall cost, and it's looking pretty good. There's very low amounts of contaminants and also low amounts of alkaline metals, so they're saving a lot of money. It seems like they're hitting a bunch of gold mines right now, and they currently are making a ton of progress. Remember, Manganese X Energy Corp has fundamentals in them. They have several projects, several mines they own, and they're already striking a bunch of manganese, so it's looking pretty hot for them. Right now, you do have Manganese X Energy Corp receiving a lot of results demonstrating how their high recovery rate, better efficiency, and also manganese is good for EV battery usage. One really weird thing that I guess you could somewhat tie up Tesla with this is Jeff Dan actually has his brother and his daughter working at Manganese Energy X Corp. This is probably a very interesting thing. Now, whether this is on purpose or this is just a whole coincidence, it just seems like something pretty cool to just talk about. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but it's pretty awesome to see that the Tesla's chief, his relatives and also his daughter is working at Manganese X Energy Corp, which is a pretty phenomenal company to work with, and these guys are growing in size. The reason why this company isn't getting enough love compared to all the other guys is it's a mining company. Obviously, mining companies aren't really tech companies, and these guys haven't really been doing so hot. Mining companies, they look very impressive when you see them. A bunch of equipment, a bunch of people, and a bunch of land. But battery factories and small software companies are obviously worth way more. I feel like mining companies should definitely be appreciated way more, and I'm pretty confident that manganese should be going up sometime soon, especially how it's already solidifying at this price. What's really scary about a penny stock is if it went from like 12 cents to 40 cents and it suddenly goes all the way back down to 12 cents or even 8 or 5 cents. But it just seems like MNXXF is stabilizing around this region. Obviously, I do not have more than 2% of my portfolio in this, so even if Manganese X Energy Corp completely just drops to the dirt, my portfolio wouldn't be hurt that bad. And if you guys are thinking, Manganese X Energy Corp seems pretty good, seriously, do not YOLO your portfolio into a penny stock. No more than like 5-10%. Honestly, put less than 2% like me. Just put something a lot safer. And it's really up to you to decide. Manganese X Energy Corp looks pretty interesting. It seems to be pretty volatile, but recently it has been gaining a lot of traction and volume, especially in the Reddit community, which is essentially where I saw people talking about this. I dived deeper into the information and it looks pretty good. The business model seems simple enough. These guys look at different properties, different mines, and they mine manganese. And manganese right now isn't really a hot commodity, but you already have several researchers like the Tesla research chief of batteries, Jeff Dan, saying how manganese could definitely be replacing cobalt, and manganese themselves are saying how they will be replacing cobalt. It's a cheaper option, it's more environmental friendly, and the manganese battery market is expanding. There should be massive growth by 2026, and guess who has several major mines of manganese? If you want to kick off manganese production, etc., you're going to have to start off in the very basics, which is the mining companies. Very similar to how lithium and cobalt stocks right now have been going up massively. And also the drilling companies, the mining companies for lithium are going up as well, because these guys are profiting. Remember, when battery stocks right now are already at all-time highs, it's sometimes really smart to buy companies that supply the lithium, maybe even buy companies that supply the equipment to the mining companies. You get the idea. You slowly go down in the ladder and invest in those companies that people have not sought after. But obviously though, this is pretty much my 2 cents here. Everything is for entertainment purposes. There's a disclaimer in the description and the overall channel. And seriously guys, penny stocks are pretty volatile, so be pretty careful. And there's a free Discord server in the description below, more than 24,000 members. There's a Patreon link below and my second channel, which mostly focuses on electric batteries and also electric cars. So definitely check that out. Thanks for watching.